power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows all things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people. The struggle, what's going on? What's going on? Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Tonight is going to be the average night when it comes to me and my tribe. Average night. You understand what I'm saying? We do what we do. We have conversations. We dialogue. Sometimes we're on hour and a half, 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be happening. That's not going to be happening. I'm going to tell you in the coming months. That's not going to be happening. So tonight we're going to get that in. It's going to be very interactive as far as the chat. I'm going to try make an attempt to get as many involved as I can. And as long as the green screen is popping, we're going to be here. Because I think this is a very, very, excuse me, salute Darrell Javon. As always, when he hits the green screen, he hits the green screen. There's no bullshitting. There's no bullshitting. He hit that green screen. I'm able to give an assessment and a session to somebody else. And trust me, this week I've had a very, very busy week. And, without ever naming any names, there were some very deep situations that I had to tend to. And of course, the comrade Javon always makes it possible for me to go extra hard for other people's. But we've had people in the tribe that made references to self-harming, and I had to get in there and do what needed to be done. And I had to pull out all the tools in my toolbox, because when people make claims that they're going to self-harm, I don't take it lightly. And, everything stops. Everything stops. So, combine that with really just getting back to about, probably about 92% right now. It was a lot this week. So I guess salute to the comrade, my man, Darrell Javon. And if you from the East Coast, we say Darryl Javon. So, he has been a consistent contributor to the green screen to make sure that these people get what they need. 2 a.m. in London, big up. And you ain't been here in a minute, bronzy gold model. Word, I haven't seen you in a minute. So let's get right to it, man. We 4 minutes in. How many people have viewed Will Smith's Emancipation? Because I know the majority of the tribe has viewed Django. I know that for a fact. How many have taken the time to sit and watch Emancipation? Because that's where we're going at it tonight. And as I said, we're going to have the green screen moving, or we're going to shut it down. We're going to have the green screen moving, or it's going to be shut down. Come on, y'all. See, now this is what I don't want to happen. I don't want to be the spoiler. I don't want to be the spoiler. And there's really nothing that you can spoil when it comes to that, because everyone would have to get their own take on it, because remember, this is based on a true story, an actual individual with actual events, right? Based on someone's biography and write up. So it's nothing to spoil. This discussion is more about the time period and a view of how the tribe view themselves when it comes to who they are and how they deal with not only the systems that we're under, but people, groups, and individuals who we may come in contact with, and how the climate of what we consider consciousness, being woke, is discussed and moving, or the lack of moving right now. Because, again, it's been a tumultuous week. And there have been a lot of people who are not clear on who they are and where they want to be, and who others are and what they're attempting to be. So since a few, especially my moderators, haven't seen Emancipation, let's start with your feelings on Django. And, without making this a 3-hour dialogue, a 3-hour space on YouTube, because doubt you're going to get that tonight. Let's again get in the mix, speak to it, speak to the feelings that you get from it, speak to the research that you've done on it, and let's see if we can, unearth some new thoughts and ideas since the movie has been out for a few years now. And then we can get into Emancipation and see how they relate and how they differ from one another. All right? So, from the opening scene of Django, if you haven't seen either movie, model, I doubt it. Especially if you haven't seen Django, because as far as we know, it's a fictional piece, right? As far as the characters, but when we go into books written around the time period, specific laws that were on the books, right, during that time period, there is a element or elements of actual fact that we can pull from. So I don't know if we're going to be able to sit in this space, in this dialogue, without having seen either film. It's going to be difficult unless you have a solid scholarship on the period of Reconstruction, right, and the Civil War, right, and the enslavement of our peoples. You would be able to follow Emancipation, right? But if you haven't seen Django, you're not gonna know what we are speaking on at all, at all. And it would spoil. It would definitely spoil how you view it, because then you will have preconceived ideas as the scenes play out, especially coming from the first scene. And that's what I want the tribe to discuss. Let us discuss the opening scene. Tiara, you seen it years ago. T, let's get the green screen information up. This is not one of those nights. Trust me. There'll be a different direction on how we interact in this space. You dig? Definitely gonna be a different way. And share, let the other tribe members know we're here, and you know. So T, let's get it in. The opening scene. What is the first thing that we notice in that opening scene when it comes to how the tone of the film is going to be set? And there's a lot of, it's 63 in the building, which is light for the night, but there's plenty of men here. Don't be quiet. Don't be quiet. As I said, this is a dialogue about these two films, and not ironically where we're at right now in the discussions that people are having so heavy when it comes to reparations and our rights and things like that, right? Let's get it. So Mark says the eve of the Civil War, right? Which is very different from Emancipation, because we know they're in the thick of it with that movie, right? So never saw Emancipation. I know a lot of y'all haven't seen it. I happened to watch it last night. You know, if you haven't seen it, see it. K. Moore, bounty hunter looking for a slave to help him find other fugitives, right? So we got this bounty hunter, which is, again, K. Moore. Can we go deep into that? What would it mean to be a bounty hunter during that particular time period? What would that mean? And not only a bounty hunter, right? Kelton, a German dentist. What does that mean in the frame of where this corporation was as a country back then? Bounty hunter, because that is the most significant piece that I think people miss when it comes to rest of the storylines and the narratives of that film. You had someone who was claiming to be a German dentist actually collecting bounties, right? So what does that tell us about, right? What does that tell us about the, because they had none of these things were about the perceived laws of this land. So let's get deep into that. Let's get deep in that. E said bounty hunters, aka slave catchers. Hold on now. Because it wasn't an aka slave catchers, right? Because if that was the case, right, Django's presence, right, wouldn't alarm so many people while he's moving state to state, right? So he was after white men, American white men. And how was he able to do that? He was able to do that how? This is another piece that we miss even to this day. How was he able to present himself as such in the opening scene, right? How was he able to do that? He was a white man, good Kelly. He was a white man, but he didn't speak in a white man's tongue for there, right? For where we see in the opening scene. Remember, as we hear him speak throughout the film, his accent was present. So if he was just a regular white man, I can see them, right, opening doors for him. I can see them a little bit more reserved in their actions. But when he's speaking, excuse me, with an accent, that always, right, alarmed them to where they had to question who he said he was, right? But even in the questioning, what do we know of that was continuous from that opening scene throughout the whole film? That even in the questioning of those who he came across, those who he hunted, those who he got into dialogue with, what was always present from those white, newly American men when it came to the German dentist? What was always present from the opening scene until the end? Respect? Nah, I don't think they respected him. A gun? Everybody had guns back then. Prejudice? No. Fear? No. Skin color? No. No. You know what was always present? Huh? Wasn't respect. Mark. He was intelligent. Mackin. He was intelligent. But why do we perceive or assume that he was intelligent? Why? We presume he was intelligent because the white folks ain't know what the fuck he was talking about. Definitely, Derek, the vocabulary. They didn't know what he was talking about. So he can present himself. Yes, Tammy, mistrust and apprehension because they didn't know what he was talking about. So how can you be so solid in the institution of slavery and firm in your rights to enslave a man, to whip a man, to lynch a man, to rape a man, when you don't even know what the law is? Right? When we're watching it, it strips away the notion that white folks know what the hell they talking about. So immediately from the film opening, it wipes that out. So now you got to look at it with an entirely different gaze. You got to say, hold up, wait a minute. All right? There's something going on in this movie. Let's check it out. That's from the opening scene. That's the first thing I picked up on. How can you stop somebody who feels, who's on their path, who's in their purpose of taking these slaves from one place to another, and you can just stop them, present a piece of paper, and they just stop? You understand? Many were illiterate. Many were illiterate, and many didn't know the laws of the land because the laws of the land weren't established and written in stone. Why did that confusion take place? Because they know that blacks had slaves, that other whites were slaves, that no one knew what the hell was going on until specific policy and language was written in place to say these black people are the only ones who will be enslaved on this land. All right? So that gave anyone who knew and understood what the language said the means to manipulate it based solely on their gumption to take control over certain situations. Get me? That's present in the opening scene. It sets the stage for you to get rid of all the bullshit stories and narratives that we were raised to believe. Salute, Ava. Do we understand? And boy, does it kick off. Boy, it kicks right off. Yo. Bodies them. Boom, boom. Hit them up. Django, let's rock and roll. Who again was feeling it, but very apprehensive. Shook, because he never seen it like that. All right? Never seen it like that. And never heard him say, or anyone say, especially a white man, y'all, do with him what you will. But you have choices and decisions to make. Right now, you have a decision to make. Again, not sitting there having an entire sermon, putting a quick jewel in somebody's ear. Boom! It's up to you. It's up to you to do what you will. So now, a person that's sitting there in that theme has to understand and be able to think fast. Yo, either we gonna be free or we gonna sit here. What we gonna do? Man. So from urban to sin, we seen people eliminate the notion that we sat in that space and just took the shit. That's another false narrative that you learned all through grade school, all through high school, that made it seem as though everyone was just pleased or fearful of what that institution of slavery was. That only few, the handful that we know about, Gabriel Prosser, Nat Turner, Harriet, right? Those, you know, that those were the only ones. No, it was consistent uprising, consistent, right? Pushback, consistent. So we already, it dispelled that right then and there. Because if there was, they would have just sat there and waited and allowed somebody else to determine their fate. So we see that from the opening scene, right? This is where we're going at with it. Here comes this Euro giving me a piece of paper, and basically I just seen him put in work, and now I'm with him. And still, through their dialogue, quickly said, you got a choice. You have a choice. Now, let me explain to you, right? Let me explain to you exactly what it is that I do. Now, if we was to continue to believe in roots and all this other little washy bullshit that we've been getting, I would have ended the movie right there. Django would have turned around and went and said, oh no, I'm going back. I need to, But he sat there, you dig what I'm saying? And said, yo, listen, what is going to be? He ain't telling you this is a bounty. And explained it to him, and he still didn't get it. But he was ready to rock. All right? He was ready to rock. So here they go. Now, he's moving. And he is educating him on the process of this, for lack of a better word, hustle. Because trust, as German dentist, is getting money. Getting money. You dig what I'm saying? That's hustle. What? He's living outside of the institutions, but utilizing the institution for his resource. As this so-called dentist, you ain't see him pull one damn tooth. But camouflaged in a manner of which it allows him free range over what people are deeming an institution, a country. All right? So, of course, They throw in the stereotypical bullshit. Because that's what Tarantino is. So what does Django ask him? Like y'all just said in the chat, you won't let me pick my own clothes? And what he do? Go get the flashiest shit he could find. You understand what I'm saying? And in the mix of that, he was on. It was on and popping. Now, every scene as we're moving along, we see the same thing play out. That these white folk don't have a clue about what is being said on this paper. They are so used to and accustomed to how they are moving amongst each other and in the immediate space, right? In the immediate space of what slavery was, so comfortable. So comfortable in it. And it was always comfortable to a fault. Always. As it is today. As it is today. White folk are comfortable to a fault. What is different today is that niggas' mind is conditioned. Not conditioned for war or liberation. Nah, it's conditioned to be enslaved. That's just where we at with it. That's where we at with it. So the first order of business for Django was to whoop a white man. Whoop him down. And not only just whoop him down, but whoop him down in the presence of all black people there. Again, showing others that it can be done. Showing others that it can be done. And nobody, and I guarantee you, they kept that script under wraps. Do y'all remember the controversy of the script? The main controversy that they tried to throw at us for us not to watch it, for us not to support the film was what? That Tarantino had the word nigger throughout the film. As if that means something. As if that really meant. And how many Negroes, these new age niggas, beefed about it? As if hip hop hasn't been using this shit for the last 2 decades. As if we haven't heard it 50 times before we walk out of our door, out of our house, into a store, on TV. That was, remember, I want you, because my shit is sharp. I don't forget nothing about nothing. That was the main thing they tried to use for us not to go see that movie. That he, as a Euro, shouldn't be able to use the N-word in that script. when he been using it his whole entire career. From Jackie Brown, from Reservoir Dogs on up. I know because I've seen every movie he put out. Every movie he put out. But it's a different thing when you are using the word in the script, but the nigga got the power. That's the thing. It didn't matter how many times it was used in the movie if the image of the nigga shifts. If the image of the nigga shifts from Chicken George to Django, this is why he don't want you to see certain movies. And he ain't made shit since. Well, he did, but they didn't promote nothing else since. Respect, sincerely yours, respect. And you're right, that was a sad reality. However, that's my favorite superhero movie. All right, so let's get in. Let's go. Django whips him out. Everybody on the plantation is like, whoa, what happened? Bust that hammer, got up out of there. You did? Peace, peace. So now we have a new image. Yeah, that Hateful Eight, that was garbage, Mark. Oh my goodness, trash. Trash. You dig? Trash. So let's stick to it now because this, you know, and y'all got to come on now. How significant was that first scene for you all? This is a Q&A. Because again, many of you have not seen Emancipation. You haven't seen it. Many might not have the app. Many might not even know that it's out yet. They didn't promote it. You know? So I want to give it's not even a real comparison. There's a difference. But the time period is the same. Yet, there was a resilience in both of these characters that we don't see in our men today. What do I think about that scene? Me watching that scene, I was I don't even want to say elated because it was early in the movie and I knew that they were building up to something more. I just found it hilarious he was in that damn suit whipping his man ass to death. That's what, you know, to me, I'm always looking for what Tarantino is not saying rather than what he was saying. You did? That's what that shit was hilarious to me because Tarantino's a funny dude, you know? So, yeah, exactly, Kelly. I'm watching him with them ruffles and I'm watching him whip this man ass and this man thinking, damn, I'm about to get killed by a nigga in some ruffles. So for me, that was hilarious. But being that I was in Germany for 2 years and lived there and spoke the language, I quickly identified with speaking to, learning from, and learning about other cultures. No matter how conscious, no matter how woke, no matter how much I speak about us in liberation, I am a student of people, period. I don't care where they're from geographically. I don't care what they claim their nationality is. There's a human condition, right, that we all are going through. And when certain elements have controlled the time and the space of the planet for so long, everyone feels the bite of inequity because all of us have been taken off of our purpose. So even behind the wall, I ate with Italians when they wasn't cooking that pork. I ate with Dominicans. I ate with Puerto Ricans. I ate and practiced with the Rastafarians. I was going to Rasta services with the Abuna and all that. I am born in Islam. So yeah, I'm going to Juma Friday and Standing Sutra. I ate with the gods and I ate with the adolescent young dummies that was just uncouth. And they always ate late because they never had their shit together. So at 10 o'clock, they cooking. So I mix, mingle, you understand? Speak with people from everywhere. Because unlike our people, the majority of other people are going to fight to the death for their existence. They're going to unite at certain. Are y'all with me? Ain't nobody try to call some funny shit with Down Kelly. I don't know. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Hit that green screen. Y'all with me? Let me know what's going on. Hit that green screen. Let it know. Okay, we here. That's what's up. Yeah, son, I don't know what the hell transpired. All of a sudden, bam. Anyway, there's but so much you're going to be able to learn just relying on each other, especially if you're learning from people who haven't fought, who don't have the courage to fight. You dig what I'm saying? That's what we're doing right now. We are and have to be in a space, salute Kelton, we have to be in a space where we are learning from people who have fought and won against our common enemy. So that part of the film was already intriguing to me. I had to see how this was going to turn out and what they were going to base the relationship on. Because again, they were outside. They were already, if you are understanding, he already gave Django his freedom. Understand, the freedom is here, not here. So he already gave him the freedom by allowing him to view his captors at a point of weakness. That's deep. You ain't no slave no more, just like that. You're a bounty hunter. He allowed him to name himself, like I always tell you. When you are able to name yourself, you are able to control the outcome. You're able to manifest what you believe. Come on now. Are you with me? He gave him his freedom from the first scene. Now, as with Neo and Morpheus, he had to believe it. How do you get one to believe in self? You force them to manifest those beliefs with action. You force them to manifest their belief through action. So he is showing him your enemy is weak. You are not enslaved. You are a bounty hunter based on a piece of paper that you can't even read. Empowered him. What is that relationship going to be? That's deep. The man who is willing to educate you, the man who is willing to liberate you, and in himself be liberated and in himself be taught, because he had to speak to Django to find out what made him tick, what gave him courage, what was his desire. And in that desire to get back to his love, it pushed the German to a higher level of teaching and educating. Because if that is the task, I have to help you be the best that you can be. So I gotta go in my bag. That's deep. And in the course of me teaching you, you're getting that work in too. You're getting that taste. You are, right? In that essence of free being. Not based on begging nobody. Not based on petitioning and voting for anybody. You are free because you have the desire to, and you have witnessed those who claim to be powerful weakened. You understand? And then he kept giving them jewels after jewels. There you go right there. His kid is there. Listen, get that work in. Can't worry about that. Can't worry about that. And in the timepiece, there were other comrades along the way, right? Because when they got to the other spot to pick up the bounty, that was a Euro too, who didn't give a damn as long as he was bringing them bodies. Gave him that bread. Didn't even question to no high degree who Django was. He seen he was black. What? I'm telling you. So you could throw out your old history books talking that bullshit and start looking for things that haven't been told about that piece. All right? So they come up and, let's skip all the way ahead to Candy, right? And the Mandingos, right? This is deep. This is deep. Sincerely yours. Much respect. Don't want to go past that. Let's go through, because I need y'all to ride it. Ride it. Let's go. The Mandingos. Right? fighting each other to the death. Huh? The goriness of it. Fighting the goriness of it. Let's recall that. Hands to the death. Right? Now imagine that. Let's imagine that. That you know for a damn fact that you got to kill this man, or that man is going to kill you. In this institution, right? And the only thing that you're going to get is a drinky drink and a warm bed. You won't sleep outside. You won't sleep in the stables with the livestock. You get to sleep in the bed, right? That this is where we go. This is the inhumanity of that. And then today, we are killing each other for less than that bottle and without Mr. Candy over our backs. That same shit going on today. And who is watching? Who is forced to watch? Black women. And she was smiling through the whole fight. Fine as a muff, smiling though. And you know what else you notice? In this film, every black woman recognized the power and strength of Django whenever he came through. Woo! Not one of the women that he ever encountered in that entire movie didn't look at him lustfully, didn't look at him and not appreciate who he was. Because that's what happens when you walk in that light. When you're a liberator, you got an energy about you. Huh? Oh, yeah, because they didn't see defeat. And when people don't see defeat on you, only two things going to take place. Either they're going to hate you or they're going to love you. Woo, woo. Now, man, we getting to the transition. We're on our way to Candyland. German is nervous. First of all, German ain't even want to walk him up in there. He like, yo, we on a whole different page now, yo. Django said, yo, I'm in. Man. You got me this far. You got me hype. Right? You got me hype. Ain't no turning back. Like conscious community. These niggas that be playing with y'all, getting y'all hype. And then just fizzle out. Start scamming and shit. Telling you what you can't do. Bring you right here. And then all of a sudden, nah, ain't none of that. You got me here. You done awakened the soldier in me. You got me on a higher level of consciousness and I'm manifesting my beliefs. We don't stop here. I got to get to my woman. All of this in order to get to his woman. Another theme that they did not want y'all to see was this black man going through hell get back to his woman. Same thing as in Emancipation. There's a drive and a desire for a man, a true man, to love his black woman unconditionally. And he should be able to fight a fucking war to make sure that that black woman is safe, nurtured, loved. Mm. Mm. Now, on the way to Candyland, on the way to Candyland, a lot is taking place. He's being tested. He's being triggered. But he got to stay in his role. He got to stay in his element. Right? Can't jump out the window too quick. So dude is testing him. Listen, white boy, I ain't scared of shit. Right? The mandangos not understanding who he is. Trying to figure him out. Like, this nigga ain't no mandingo. He's dressed. He on a horse. Damn, who is this? Who is this nigga? But the initial thoughts and emotion is to hate. Because you don't understand. So you hate immediately. Because that's what you've been taught to do. You've been taught to fight each other to the death and to hate, not love. Because you don't understand it. You're saying, I'm in this institution. I got to fight for my life on a regular basis. This motherfucker got a horse and a gun. What is this? Don't understand it. And he ain't playing. And told me, who you looking at? You don't know me. Worse than any of these crackers here. And what they do? Turn around. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting thick. It's getting thick. And what happens? The German is getting nervous. Getting nervous. Because there's unfamiliar territory that he's in now. So he like, yo, hold up, man. Hold up. Yo, calm down. Because I'm nervous. You understand? He like, fuck is you nervous for? You had me push somebody in front of their kid. You ain't nervous. Don't get nervous. We rocking, man. We got this. We got it. We're on our way. And now, right? Different layers are coming. Now we see the dogs. Right? The dogs rip a man apart. Now, you know, again, Candy talking that shit. Because they trying to figure out, is Django real? Like, what's the matter? Your man is shook. You ain't? Nah, nigga. I seen motherfuckers get eaten by dogs all the time. Let's go so we get to this money. Huh? In order, Red Bear, in order for them to even write that in the script, you can't, that's not an imaginatory idea. This is something that happened on a regular basis. This is what happened on a regular. This happened all the time. You talking about buck breaking and all that shit that they want to keep throwing in your head? No, man. They sick dogs on us. Dogs were an alarm. They taught their babies how to treat grown men. This was an institution. A thought manifested into what it was. You can't just say we're going to enslave and break people and put them in bondage and strip. You have to have the thought, believe in the thought, manifest that through action, and create an institution. So there's documents of us being eaten by dogs, of us trying to run away from plantation, eaten by alligators in swamps and bitten by poisonous snakes. All type of thing, anything, any protections that human beings had from the elements, from nature, from the outside, was stripped from us purposely. Done on purpose. And if you were to read some of their novels of that time period, if you go to different libraries and look for books on the time period, it's in there. It's in there. So when you got these stupid, ignorant asses talking about reparations and begging and thinking these people going to give you something, you crazy. Ain't no repairing that. Ain't no repairing that. You can't imagine what it was like for 4 or 5 famished dogs to be trained to bite through men. And most of our people who write novels and stories on that time period don't have it in their heart to articulate it through their pen. You go read, what's her name? California Cooper. See, and read some of her books on that time period about the rapes and the people who didn't know that they were emancipated, living in that region in Texas, Louisiana for 2 whole years. The atrocities they was going through. So when he's writing that scene, he's researching. He's a damn Euro. No type of shit. Consistently. So now, we get into Candyland. And who we see? Friend Steven. Oh, we see Friend Steven running the spot. The same way you see niggas running corporations here, running institutions. Same way you have black professors, black deans, black school presidents, black fraternity masters, black wardens, black police chiefs, black generals. black surgeons doing the work of who? Don't let the character of friend Steven go over your head. He's running the spot. And the first thing he wants to know is, who that nigga on that mirror? That nigga free? The hate. The hate. Was instinct. Instinct. Right? I seen it every day. I seen friend Steven in the nonprofit world. I seen friend Steven in the political world. I seen friend Steven in the corporate world. I seen friend Steven in hip hop. I seen friend Steven in jail. In a space where you're supposed to have the most revolutionary people in there. Loving the administration. Friend Steven is not a character. He is a behavior. He's a behavior. He's a belief. And in the course of that, now, we get to see friend Steven act up. Oh, he's even acting up. Listen. Candy had to say, listen, shut up. I'm the boss, man. Get Hildy. Woo. And we see her. And what does that happen? What happens when we see her? What happens to Django? Is he sad? Is he pouting? Hell no. He's given a dose of energy. Now he won't be denied. Won't be denied, nigga. I'm getting mine. Oh yeah. That's it. I'm getting mine. Right? Now. At this point, everybody, everybody at this point who's watching this movie, they can't wait. They can't wait. They can't wait. Because I knew I couldn't wait. I want to know how the hell they getting ready to get this girl out of here. As I said, this is a prize. It's a prize. And it goes deeper. Because who peeps that they know each other? Who speaks our language better than us? And who interpreted that language? Huh? Steven, yes, Deborah. Steven. He peeped it. He peeped that. Salute, T. Holiday. Cecilia, yours, salute. He peeped it. Who can interpret hip-hop to the Euros but us? Who can tell them what Young Thug was doing but his own people? Huh? Now, what business of it was Steven to tell? What business was it? He wants to protect the institution of his master. We can call it jealousy, Cecily. It's deeper than jealousy. Protecting the institution of master. For no other reason, nigga, you've been there 60-something years. So that is a conditioning. You believe that what master has is yours. Ooh. Just like these old niggas that believe that the NBA is theirs, that believe the NFL is theirs, that commentate and go at other young athletes for the institution. Union delegates that go after people's jobs. Principals. Superintendents. And all these other titles that master gave you. Not God. Master. Friend Steven is a behavior from a fucked up mindset. Believing that this shit is yours. So he told Ratty. Yeah, y'all can name all the friends Stevens in the chat. Name them. Name them. He told. He snitched. He ratted. And the jig was up. So now they put the, the fantasy spin up in there. Because when the jig is up, the jig is up. That's it. The jig is up. And they go through the fantasy part, the dimples in the back of the head and all that, crazy shit. Just to prove a point, right? That I may not know what that bounty hunter shit is about. I may have been duped into believing something was what it wasn't, but I know about the brutality of this institution and watching the behavior of what I had and what others have on these plantations. Now I exercise my power over the euro. Remember, wasn't trying to outsmart Django. Because he knew at any given time he could kill Django right then and there. His southern mind of that institution was to prove that I'm not as dumb as you thought I was, even though my institution is really worthless. See, he didn't get that point. That's why he overplayed his hand. with the white cake and all that shit. Because in his ego, he signed the paper. And his ego was still driven on the dollar. Let me get that cash. Because that's the only thing that matters. Not the slaves in their life, that cash, the institution of what we're trying to build here in this country. So it don't matter that I'm getting ready to let this woman go and this man, who I don't know just killed many white men. Oh, shit get real deep. It get funky when you watch it. And what happens? Because of the constitution of the German, he could not shake this man's hand. Why? Because he felt that he was smarter than him. That's God's, he's a Euro. I'm smarter than you. I don't believe in the institutions of your custom, and I watched you. You're not even a human being. I witnessed you order a man to be mauled to death by dogs. Yet that man you named after a character in this book who you don't even know was written by a black man. So you're not smart, right? You're brutal, and this institution protects you. But it's driven on cash that I get on a regular basis. I'm a hustler. I've been killing people like you. And maybe I should have put your ass on one of these posters, right? So instead of that, again, the German ego takes over, right? So now, watch this. White man competing against white man. Not our business, right? This is what Django knows. This shit ain't my business. I see where them papers went. I see my broad. I'm trying to get the hell up out of here, right? As any Tarantino movie, it always has to shift. It always got to shift gears on you. Because that literally should have been the end of the movie, right? And my first time watching it, it shocked the shit out of me too. It definitely did. I didn't think he was going to pop him. You know? Didn't think he was going to pop him. But again, you see a very important element of Django's character when he said, if he don't shake my hand and he try to move, cut her ass down. What did friend Steven do? Well, he got his ass on up out the way, didn't he? And what did Django do? Step right in front of his life, his love. Yeah, I said it. That woman is his life. And he stood unarmed in front of her to protect her. I don't see who can dislike anything about the layers in this film. I don't get it. It pops off, boom. Oh, and it pops off beautifully. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, they getting busy. Okay, we getting down and getting down. This is done. This did his thing. This thing. He's in a spotty spot. And again, the layer of it is when we're asking ourselves, why didn't more of us run? Why didn't more of us fight which is again a false narrative because we always fought. Always. But you see what happens. They come from nowhere. Just like today when something happens in the projects or in the wars or in the community, it come from nowhere. Trying to figure out where all these white men come from. Same shit. Same shit in our communities. You could be in one precinct and you like, where the fuck all these people come from? Because there are more rats and snitches and police than you ever know. A bunch. You don't know. It's a lot of them. A lot of them. Even when you think they ain't police, they police. Because they think as such and behave as such and be deputized as such. Your own. Because when you come in certain uniforms and you got certain insignias on you, it shows your allegiance. When you got American flags and shit on you. So, again, Steven, we got healthy. And we gonna blow our ass up if you don't stop shooting. Come on, bring your ass up out of here. Again. The coon don't stop. The coon don't stop. Y'all acting as if they are supposed to. So when people are going at you on social media, when they're in your DMs, when they're doing these negative comments, your family is included, coons don't stop. They believe in the institution of them being second and third class. And they finding it. Their default is to hate on you. And they comfortable in that default. And he got her. And what Django do? We give up. But he know that he not gonna stop. Nah. He ain't gonna stop. And what we wake up to? What's the next thing? Oh, homie wanna come and cut his genitals off. Burn them shits off. And who stops him? Friend Steven. Why? Because he wants to give the punishment. He tells these people the punishment. How many times has he done that? Master's gone. He's a body. But you going to make sure the institution of Candyland is intact. Right? Hold up now. We going to send you. To the spot. And they'll cut your tongue out. One bit of sass and you won't bleed out. Oh, no. Work. And they're going to work him till you die. Right? Yeah. So again, we come to a scene where the use of intelligence, knowledge, vocabulary is going to be utilized to play on the ignorance of people who are just going with the flow of the institution. So what do he say? What does he say? Hey, I'm a bounty hunter. What the fuck you talking about? What's that? and the greed of the white man comes to play. He learned his behavior. He learned that you can tell them anything when it comes to money. They don't hear shit else. Money? Oh, we're going to give you a hammer. They rock with them. Do you understand? They rock with them. Went and asked him, hey, what happened back there? Master got killed, whole lot of shooting. Is he a slave? What did the Mandingo say? Nah, he ain't no slave. With hate and disdain, still not understanding who he is. After he heard the shots he seen, he went and he left in that. You still don't know who your comrade is. Right? And this part, no matter how many times I watch it, brings water to my damn eye. Gave him the hammer, the dynamite, got busy, boom, 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 boom. Went over to the Mandingos, suited up, and out. And at that fucking point right there is when they understood. And then the admiration, and he recognized like, nah, that's a real nigga right there. It took him all that for this man to recognize who he was. Because niggas don't recognize who I am to this day. Huh? That powerful. Because you don't know to what lengths a nigga go for your ass. Could have killed y'all niggas right there. Nah. I'm going back. Ooh. I'm going back. Then they seen him. Yeah. Yeah, damn, man. Too late now, nigga. But now you recognize. Now you see. Now you see. You know. And of course, you know, the end of the movie, I mean, you know what it is. I'm going to get mine. And I'm going to get mine in after I put in this work. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put in that work. Hold on. Any of you black folks don't want to die, need to get your ass up out of here. And fat ass got her ass up out of there. But before, say bye to this bitch here. Bye. Bam! Yeah, you out of here. No, Steven, you stay your ass right there. You dig? So, for the love of this black woman, nothing's gonna stop her. Nothing. And nothing should ever stop us. Because if you had a black mother, grandmother, sister, daughter, you should want for them more than you can ever think about. You can't even conceptualize the life you should be willing to give them because you ain't seen it yet. There should be no harm coming to them. None. There should be no wants outside of you, no desires outside of you, no protection outside of you. Because of what the fuck we've been through and survived and thrived. That's how you strip the layers away. And then you research about the time period. That's what you do. Because that's what emancipation does. But since so many people haven't seen it, we can't and I won't go into it. Right? But that same resilience is there. That same thing is there in order to get back to his woman, his family. He would not stop with, again, running into these institutions blindly and having to struggle and fight, right? Through the most heinous shit to be resilient. The only difference is, like I said, Emancipation is based on a true story. And he was basically alone. But as you do your research, you know that the time period was in alignment. You understand? It was in alignment. You know, we have to do better at protecting our own. We have to do much better at pulling out and away. We have to do better loving us. Loving us. If we don't, see you in another 100 years. Institutions don't just crumble, and no, they don't. Especially when so many benefit from it. You got to put in the work. Candyland would have still been up if somebody didn't put in that work. That institution would have still been rocking. Stephen, what he said, Stephen, you probably see about 10, 20,000 slaves come through here. All right? So again, I'll wait till y'all watch Emancipation before I go deep. I'll do that. But again, don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. All my moderators, much love, peace and power, salute. Thank you for joining. All of the donations, all of the support, all of the super chats, much appreciated. Share, like, and encourage each other to make sure that each other has the knowledge that we care for each other and will be in a position to show that care without boundaries. Without boundaries. And comfortable in loving each other. The only difference between then and now is we ain't dying. Damn all that. It's time for us to get busy. Yeah. Nah. All right? Well, salute. Salute. I'm going to see you later, Kelly Mills. Oh, yeah. You know, peace and power, all love to my people.